Hello everyone, this is Ryan Thomas, also known as Rydigs on the forums. Welcome you to our first ever BioWare Social podcast. We hope to do this monthly and give you guys what's coming up, what's going on, and what we can look forward to in all the BioWare Social games. I'm bringing a cadre of people with me. Currently in the studio is Paul Gunn.
Hi.
He is a designer on the upcoming projects, Studio Hush Hush. We also have the program manager from Gunn and AOI, now the product program manager in Superhero City, Meagan Sevier.
Hello.
And also the designer of Age of Champions, Matt Pyers, also known as Dev Matt.
Hello, aka Sparks.
Also known as Sparks. And Meagan is also known as Khaleesi. I do want to honor that one. Who's not in the studio but will tag his interview at the end is Jason Weigel, also known as Space 8. He is the designer for the Superhero City game. So if you want to hold off to the end, and there'll be some Superhero City tidbits as well. To lead off this one, the theme is where we were, where we are, and where we're going. This is as the inaugural interview. I just wanted to clarify some things for people and give the heads up of what happened and how BioWare Social came to be. Back in November of 2011, a company called Click Nation and a great division of Electronic Arts called EA2D.
We were technically BioWare Social at the time.
Oh, I'm sorry. I take that back. BioWare EA2D morphed into BioWare Social.
Right.
And went under the umbrella of BioWare, now developing social arm of BioWare. And they were hunting around for talent, and we had talent in spades in there. And we thought it was two great tastes that taste great together. And Click Nation was purchased by BioWare and formed and rolled into BioWare Social. So now all the studios and all the talent from both of those are now a wonderful melange of creativity and production at this point in time. This studio is not one or the other, it is the sum of the parts working together. And so far, Paul, you can speak to this. I think it's been a pretty effective blend.
Yeah, I think we've worked well together so far. We've got some pretty exciting stuff coming down the pipe.
Awesome. So before we get started with anything else, we did have some pretty big news as old Click Nation games had some pretty big impact. I'm going to turn this over to Meagan. You were product manager for the Gun Galaxy and the Age of Immortals game. I know Age of Immortals was a work in progress along with Sci-Fi at the time.
Yeah, it was a joint venture with their division, Sci-Fi Ventures.
Yes. So we just announced the sunset on those games.
Yeah, it was unfortunate to see to hear that we were going to sunset those two games, mainly because I think they had such exciting themes, and Gun, as you know, was like this sci-fi western post-apocalyptic zombie. It was all and everything, and a lot of fun, and you got to be gunslingers and.
It won awards from Wizards as Social Game of the Year in 2011?
Yeah. We had a writer let us know from Wizard that we were voted Social Game of the Year at Wizard Magazine Online, which is pretty exciting. And then Age of Immortals, of course, was great. You can explore ancient Greece and battle mythological creatures, and so they were a lot of fun. But
we wanted to allocate resources to future projects.
Absolutely. Having this new opportunity with BioWare Social, we definitely want to refocus our talents and resources towards the future games as well.
Right. There's a lot of talented people on those two games, and definitely our other two games, Superhero City and Age of Champions, could always use some more help. So it was. I think it was the best thing to do. I know a lot of players that were fans were definitely upset to see them go, but to sort of make the transition easier, we did offer rewards for people to sort of explore our new games, and now we're really excited to see some of the players from Gun and Age of Immortals actually now in Superhero City and Age of Champions, and it's like seeing old friends on the forums. I'm so excited.
I actually, as community manager, was the person to give the Age of Immortals. I've given acknowledgement to the guy who actually hit level 100 in Age of Immortals, the one person that did. It was awesome. Also, we got some of the Starship Command. I know that one kind of goes under the radar because it's been kind of feature complete for so long.
Yeah, it's kind of gone under the radar. It's been it's been quiet in the space front
Yes.
for Starship, but it was also a really great game that had a lot of potential, and again, a lot of talent worked on that game, and we're happy to have them working on some of the new projects that are coming up in the future. Yeah, so, I mean, like I said, it's sad, but at the same time, it's really exciting because it means we can focus more of our energy on the games that are doing really well and that we're currently putting a lot of energy into making better so that they last a lot longer. So I'm excited to see what the future has in store for Superhero City and Age of Champions, and then also the mystery things to come up in the future.
I do want to point out the plural things that are upcoming. In the forums and in the support, we've seen lots of positive feedback from people who are kind of a silent majority here, where they were extremely happy that we acknowledged time and resources invested in their games are not lost, because as BioWare Social, we definitely really want to build a sense that we are a suite of games, not a single venue game. So if no matter where you're at, we do want to acknowledge that you're a customer across all of BioWare Social and BioWare, by extension BioWare eventually.
Definitely. I mean, the reason why we get to do what we do, the reason why we get to produce these games is because of the players. It's because of the people that put in their time, they put in their money, they put in their sanity sometimes. I know a lot of players,
definitely their passion.
And their passion, So we wanted to make sure that we acknowledged and really celebrated the support that we got, especially in Six Gun and Age of Immortals, because they were, they didn't last as long as we'd like to. As also Starship, of course, but it was nice to have that support.
Absolutely. So, what was one of your best memories, or most impactful memories of Six Gun Galaxy?
Oh my gosh.
I know mine. Mine was actually Six Gun Galaxy was the first BioWare Social game that I played. It was Click Nation at the time, and that was the one that sold me to want to actually apply for the job here, because I am such a freak about post-apocalyptic as a genre, and I just loved it. I fell in love with it myself. So a little part of me, along with everybody else, I definitely. Sheriff Diggs will definitely miss the running out on the wastelands.
Definitely. I don't know. I have lots of great memories. I think I had the most fun creating new content for players and seeing their reaction. I really liked playing with the genre. So there's a lot of great memories. I don't know if I can just pick one.
And word on the street is you're a Walking Dead fan.
Huge Walking Dead fan.
Okay, so there's that.
Yeah, so I always love the post-apocalyptic, anything westerny and, Firefly, that kind of thing.
And you're one of the studio talents that blended back into the Superhero City game.
Yeah.
What is your current favorite thing, most engaging thing about Superhero City currently that you're excited about? I know mine.
You know what I like about Superhero City that I think we lacked in Six Gun and Age of Immortals, which is probably why there could have been more player engagement, is that we have more events. We have more types of events. We have League Wars, League Duels, League Brawls, brawls, duels.
Call your neighbor in League. Yeah.
Everything. King of the Hood, Tug of War,
Mow your lawn.
There's so much more.
We have everything.
Everything.
I'm just
So
making
there's
it
more
up.
to play with, and it's a really vocal forum and a really vocal community. So it's a more organic process, a little more back and forth between us and the players. I mean, there'll be a day where they expect something to happen and it doesn't, and then they'll go on the forum and be like, "Hey, what the heck? We're expecting this," and then we'll read it and sneak it in.
Absolutely.
Like it just happened by magic. Oh, I just let that out. Now they know. There's no magic. No, I'm just kidding.
It's always magic.
It's always magic.
Pay no attention to the Meagan behind the curtain.
That's right. Plus, I get to use my, I always enjoy comic books and sci-fi fantasy and stuff like that, and I get to use more.
There's nothing related
very
here.
Coincidental, really.
Superhero City, I do notice, has lots of, not just events, lots of themes that it just takes from pop culture at large, and I think that's one of its also endearing values.
Yeah, I think I like blending different themes together, too, to make something new, so sort of like one of my favorite weeks so far has been the rock and roll week that we did. And I was able to blend sort of like a heavy metal meets, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, meets glam rock. And it was like, And everybody had a good time with it, so...
I still think the hair could have been a little bigger, but that was just me.
There are a lot of things
Having-
that could have
having
could
lived-
have been bigger that I am glad we're not. How about that?
Well, thanks, Megan.
Thanks.
Moving on, a lot of you may already know him if you've been watching the DAL podcasts previously. Paul Gunn.
We're listening to them.
Oh, we're listening to them. Sorry.
I watch with my ears.
Yes.
The hyper visual
Yeah.
ears. Paul Gunn here. We also did a announcement for the finalization of Dragon Age Legends finally came down. I know it was kind of forecasted a little bit as a game story complete in January,
Yeah.
but we finally did that one there.
I absolutely wish we could have kept Dial running, but you know, it is what it is. We did something, or we're doing something that I don't think has ever been done before with a Facebook game, which is to, you know, once we sunset it, we're actually going to let it live on in the standalone title. I think that's a first.
I've never heard of that ever.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I think that's you know, probably the best possible situation that we could have hoped for.
Absolutely.
Knowing that we have to sunset the game. I'm hoping that this will help a lot with the desyncs because hey, there's no server to sync up against anymore, so there shouldn't be a concern with that anymore.
No, a lot of people
that'll actually help a lot. With
a lot less browser issues as well.
Yeah, I think the major loss, of course, is the social aspect of the game, which is definitely a loss. But at least you know the spirit of the game does live on. I feel like we really did something very special with Dragon Age Legends. We got a fantastic community. Players have been great over the time that I've been working with the community and with Dragon Age Legends.
Which, having stepped into the community and the Dragon Age Legends forums and Facebook chats, that you talk about, it is one of the most friendliest home. I mean, these people are core friends. You walk in there and they're true. It is like a band of adventurers. It really is like in all your role playing games that they're they encourage and challenge each other all the way across the board. I think the community is amazing. I am really excited for not only them getting this gift, because I know that it was a resource decision to devote resources to build the standalone.
Yes.
And hands down, everybody said it was one of those. If we can devote the resources and still meet our goals, we absolutely want to give the players everything we possibly can. Because without you guys, we definitely wouldn't have been able to do what we do today.
Yeah, absolutely. So you know. I mentioned the speed issues. You know, you have the desync issues because it's a game that's online, and hopefully that'll you know that should fade out once you're doing the standalone game. But also, we've learned a lot of lessons from building that game.
Absolutely.
We're taking a lot of those lessons that we learned from building DAO and seeing how making sure that the foundation is really, really strong can help the game in the long term. And also we're picking up one of the great things about having picked up the Click Nation guys is that we can leverage their knowledge from, you know, you guys have done dozens of Facebook games. I mean, not all of them were, you know, have had any, like, not all of them lasted.
All Facebook games like mobile apps. I mean,
Yeah. But because of the amount of churn that you guys have done, like, you guys have so much knowledge, and working with the engineers and working with all the guys upstairs that are working on the new title. Yes, we're working on a new title here. These guys have a lot of really good knowledge to give us a really good foundation, and we're being very careful to make sure that this game is going to have great response, great frame rate. It's going to look fantastic.
Engagement's going to be crazy. I'm really excited for that.
Well, we've seen little bits of it already, and I got to tell you,
it's exciting.
it looks pretty great.
I want to stress again, it was when we were at Click Nation and we were being very successful. It was one of those weird things of why are we, you know, being acquired now? Because we are successful, we're doing good. But I think it's one of the best things because you guys, the BioWare has brought such a experience of process and going through a methodology that we at Click Nation, because we're a startup and developing, you brought that seniority and such a good blend of just, you know, experience and talent on both sides. I think it was a really good fit. Every month that goes by, I'm more and more happy that this is the situation that the games have all gone into.
Well, I'd like to add to that list IP.
Oh yeah, it's just the open book that just comes out.
Yeah.